This poem is called The Journey. I remember when I was 18, I had a pretty big smoke screen to cover up my low self-esteem. This went on for 10 plus years, like a bad dream. No wonder I didn't feel seen. I was pretty checked out, full of self-doubt, hoping no one would find out, but secretly wanting to be found out, if you know what I mean. It was like I was asleep. Not like nighttime sleep, more like unconscious. Not like knocked out unconscious, more like checked out. Not like checking someone out, more like spaced out. Not like spaces between things, more like I was dissociated, dysregulated, and emotionally constipated. You see, I was stuck living inside of a strategy and a fantasy, and like a casualty, my true self was buried in agony, and I just couldn't see. I was anxious and stressed, depressed, drinking and drugging and plugging along, playing my complacent song, trying to be who other people wanted me to be, thinking that the real problem was outside of me, blind to the issue inside of me, just below the surface, where I felt worthless and alone. Anyone relate? Yeah, exactly. Because I know you felt hurt and shame, and I know you've tried in vain to overcome your pain. I know you felt anxious and stressed and like a mess at times, right? From birth until now, you've been through all kinds of intense emotional experiences, particularly with relationships with other people. For example, I bet you'd admit you felt gaslit, stepped on, shat on, hated, berated, or humiliated. Or maybe you felt betrayed and played, and then you got down on your knees and prayed. Or maybe you changed friend groups and had to regroup. I bet you've been to therapy and you've done that voluntarily. You felt jealousy and envy. You fought with an enemy. You've bullied, and you've been bullied back. You've had your boundaries crossed, and you've experienced loss. You felt shoved, judged, and unloved. You felt anguish, and you felt unloved languaged. And maybe you felt invisible. Yeah? Stonewalled, appalled, blindsided, replaced, rejected, neglected, disrespected, disconnected, dismissed, dumped, duped, denied, discarded, or brokenhearted. And maybe some of you felt abandoned, shut down, unheard, used, and abused. You've lost trust, and you've been completely crushed. You felt chastised, criticized, minimized, and traumatized. Damn, you've been through a lot. And if you're like me, you got caught trying to be someone you're not. Yeah? And for me, the pain had to get way worse. And I think this was the universe trying to coerce me, trying to immerse me, trying to submerge me, trying to unearth me, trying to nurse me back home to my true self. Helping me go from pain to purpose, survival to thrival, trauma to triumph, victim to victor, conflict to connection, rupture to reconnection, and mental illness to mental wellness. Hell yes. And the whole time, there was like this guiding voice swirling around me. And with suspicion, I started to listen. I tuned into my condition, and I received a transmission. Take this medicine. It's genuine. It will help you heal. It's the real deal. So with this kind-hearted sitter, I started to consider that my life was, in fact, in the shitter. And with a proper set and setting where there is no forgetting, only shedding, the dam started to break. The dam started to break. My legs started to shake. The earth started to quake. Everything started to ache. And most importantly, my heart started to break. Years of locked up emotional and psychological and relational pain opened up so much inner terrain, and I saw that my struggle was not in vain. I saw that my life was erratic and static and automatic and traumatic and very problematic. And I began to move to something more authentic and somatic. And I began to feel safe. Safe to face and embrace my birthplace. And as I looked up, it was so revealing. I had shattered the ceiling, and I finally started feeling. It was so uncomfortable and difficult. Maybe you've had a similar journey in your larger hero's journey. There's a lot of people like us that want to discuss the truth. They want to get to the heart of the matter and find out they matter. But they're stuck in denial, medicating and numbing for a long while. They don't have access to the express pass. They need clear seeing and clear sight to unite the left and the right, the dark and the light. That's right. They want to unite. But they're sick. Their walls are thick. They're overwhelmed and tired. They need to feel inspired. They need real answers to these cancers that afflict us and addict us and strip us of our dignity, our authenticity, our vulnerability, and our humanity. But the good news, right now in this room, with this group of people, and at this conference, there's a solution. There's a substitution for the pollution and the confusion that has less and less persecution and will one day have widespread distribution. It's going to help us with our evolution so we can make an even bigger contribution. It's called the psychedelic mental health revolution.